So another amazing UFC fight announcement has been made. Sean Strickland versus Luke Rockhold is now official and has been added to the main card of UFC 268 on November the 6th. And I can't wait for the return of Luke Rockhold and for the return of Sean Strickland. However, Luke Rockhold's official return has been very, very anticipated recently. He has been teasing it the entire year so far of 2021. Luke Rockhold is finally making his return to the middleweight division against a top 10 contender currently ranked number 8 in the middleweight division since his big win against Uriah Hall. Sean Strickland versus Luke Rockhold, an amazing matchup to make in the middleweight division. I can't wait for the return of Luke Rockhold. He's been out of the game for a very, very long time. I believe it's been around 2 years from this date. July of 2019 was the last time we saw Luke Rockhold. Unfortunately, it was him getting KO'd in hilarious fashion once again against Jan Blachowicz. At the time, it didn't look like a good loss, but now since Jan Blachowicz has gone on to become the champion of the light heavyweight division and even defend against Israel Adesanya and beat him in a massive upset win, it doesn't look too bad as a loss now on Luke Rockhold's record. And other than that, he lost to Yoel Romero. No hard feelings there. Of course, the Michael Bisping loss as well, which reminds me, we finally get to see the Bisping versus Rockhold trilogy fight. Now, it might not be the one that people were actually looking for, but the American Bisping will do. Sean Strickland versus Luke Rockhold. Amazing matchup. It's actually an approachable win for Luke Rockhold. It's actually a decent matchup for him. I kind of had the idea that maybe Luke Rockhold would look at the Sean Strickland matchup. The only reason I kind of didn't think it was going to happen is because Sean Strickland just went 5 rounds, said he wanted a little bit of time off to help his friend out on the Contender Series, and I thought maybe Luke Rockhold would want to get back in there against maybe a Jack Hermansson instead, and Sean Strickland would wait for another opponent later on this year. But no, Sean Strickland is staying active, which I believe is the best thing a fighter can do. The more active that you are, the more successful you're going to be. We've seen it time and time again. I wish there was some way to incentivize activity in UFC fighters. I think maybe there should be like an extra couple of lines at the bottom of their contract that says, hey, if you complete all of these fights within this amount of time period, then we'll double it the next time or something like that. I just wish there was some way that the UFC would incentivize activity amongst the fighters. I get that they offer them a certain amount of fights, but I wish there was just some way to get these fighters more in there more often, because it just makes all of the cards so much better. And this completes the November 6th UFC 268 card with an amazing opener of a main card, Sean Strickland versus Luke Rockhold. Another fight on the main card, I'm assuming, is going to be Joanne Calderwood versus Alexa Grasso. Another fight in the feature fight, Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. The main event, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington 2, and I believe the co-main event is going to be Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza 2, just because it would complete the trilogy and the trifecta of Trevor Whitman fighters, Justin Gaethje, Rose Namajunas, Kamaru Usman. Makes all the sense in the world. I'm so looking forward to this fight. And even still, the fight itself is amazing, but the shit talk that's going to go down, I can't wait for it. So I immediately went over to Sean Strickland's Instagram page, and he has posted a video that you guys just need to go and see, because it's hilarious. Yet again, he's talking about the fact that Luke Rockhold was talking shit, and now he's going to have to catch a misdemeanor charge, and he will willingly take a misdemeanor charge just to hit Luke Rockhold in the face and beat him up really badly. And he was talking about how he didn't like the fact that Luke Rockhold had been talking shit about him. So here we are. Sean Strickland hears that Luke Rockhold was talking shit, and within minutes, he accepts a fight deal with Luke Rockhold. And Luke Rockhold stated earlier on this week, I believe a couple of days ago, that an offer had been made, and Sean Strickland heard about the offer, immediately signed his name on the dotted line. Now we've got Strickland versus Rockhold. These are the real fighters, man. When you get a contract and you just fucking sign it right away, as soon as you get it, because you know you want to get paid, and that's what Sean Strickland's all about. However, he posted a little caption on his video. I can't play the video right now, even though it is very funny. I'm not going to play it because, of course, I don't know what's going to go on YouTube. I don't want to get a copyright strike. Either way, Sean Strickland posted a caption that I can read to you. From one nobody to another nobody, Luke Rockhold is the type of guy who stands in front of the mirror beating off to his reflection. The only reason why Luke isn't gay is he can't afford to clone himself. fucking poetic, honestly. Sun Tzu should be the fucking quotation reference at the end of that statement right there. The only reason why Luke isn't gay is he can't afford to clone himself. Sean fucking Strickland in the mix against Luke Rockhold. I'm so glad he took this fight, because let's be real, there's no fucking upside here for Sean Strickland. I mean, there's some name value upside, and of course he is going to move up the rankings if he does get a big win here and stays active, and maybe like Jack Hermansson loses in the future, or Derek Brunson loses to Darren Till, or Darren Till loses to Derek Brunson, and they're going to move below him in the rankings because he's staying active. There is some upside, but Luke Rockhold is not ranked in any way anywhere in the middleweight division. I would consider him top 10 just because he still has beaten Chris Weidman, and Chris Weidman's currently ranked at number 12. But there's not really much to gain ranking-wise here. This is not a smart business move for Sean Strickland, but he's taking it purely because he don't like the way Luke Rockhold's running his mouth. And I feel like Sean Strickland is going to get the better of Luke Rockhold. I truly believe he will. But it's a very approachable fight for Luke Rockhold. I think this is a winnable matchup. It's just when you look at Luke Rockhold's resume, I know he's had some decent losses in hindsight because Jan Blachowicz became champion and everything I spoke about earlier. It's still been over 2 years since we've seen Rockhold in the cage. And that's as of right now. That's not as of 3 months from now when they're going to be in the cage fighting each other. Luke Rockhold is going to have been out for a very long time. I believe officially it would have been 2 years and 4 months away since his last fight to Jan Blachowicz. I just don't like that, especially when he's the age of 36 right now. And also, Luke Rockhold, a guy who, let's just say it how it is, doesn't have the best chin in the world. Maybe don't drain yourself down to the middleweight division. And my voice is reaching higher pitches as I speak about this. Maybe don't drain yourself all the way down to middleweight, because he is a huge middleweight and he is going to have to drain a lot of weight out of his body to make that 185 or 186 pound limit, seeing as there's no championships on the line for him anymore. I'm sure he'll like that one little bit of extra pound not to have to cut. But either way, Luke Rockhold, Sean Strickland, he's going to have to drain himself down to middleweight. He's going to be the bigger guy out there. Do I see him going out there and smushing Sean Strickland on the ground? Not really, but there's a potential chance he can. It depends how hard he's been training, but to go from 34 and losing by KO over and over again to 36, and you're going down to another division that drains you to depletion. He has to drain himself to make that 185 pound limit. I don't like this one for Luke Rockhold. Now, Sean Strickland doesn't really have much power, but he does. And he lands on you. I know he doesn't swing big haymakers that are going to put people out cold and get himself spectacular highlight reel KOs. But he clips people on the chin with great technique with his hands, with weird speed with his hands as well. Some of his jabs come out like half speed, and then he'll throw another combination where everything's just double the speed that it was 5 seconds ago. He's very weird like that. It's the same way Cyril Gane throws his leg kicks. He like slows them down, speeds some of them up. He changes the tempo in which he throws them. Sean Strickland does a similar thing with his hands. Maybe he catches Luke Rockhold on the chin and puts him away. I would imagine that Luke Rockhold goes out there, looks like Luke Rockhold for about 1 round, takes a couple of decent shots on the chin and starts shelling up a little bit, not wanting to get KO'd. Then this leads to maybe him having a little bit of an adrenaline dump after coming back after so long. I could definitely see Sean Strickland sort of taking over in the 2nd and 3rd round. Not to mention the kicks of Luke Rockhold are one of his major techniques, and that shin problem that he has, and also another problem that that Luke Rockhold has, he just sometimes blasts kicks into arms for no reason. Like, other people set up kicks. They'll, like, test you out high, go low with the kicks after chopping at your legs for a couple of rounds. They'll start throwing some body kicks in there as well, or they'll go low to the legs for a couple in a row, and then they'll throw a head kick out of nowhere. Luke Rockhold seems to just spam head kick after head kick, and when they're crashing into forearms over and over and over again with the bad shin that Luke Rockhold has, I don't like this look for him. However, he can go out there and win. This is a 3-round bout. It's actually very, very entertaining. I think people out there that say that Sean Strickland's going to blow Luke Rockhold out of the water just are lying to themselves. Sean Strickland is good, but I don't think he's going to destroy Luke Rockhold. I think I can see him edging out those last 2 rounds of a 3-round bout. But Luke Rockhold's going to be good out there, man. I can't wait for this. Some front kicks are going to be used. Some leg kicks are going to be used. I know a lot of people asked the question, well, we've never really seen Strickland deal with kickers. We actually have. We saw against Alessio Zaleski dos Santos, he got KO'd by a wheel kick. That was ages ago. That was pre-motorcycle crash Sean Strickland, so it's a completely different person. He's come back since then after that few years off and sort of renovated himself and reinvented himself in the middleweight division. Now he looks amazing. He's got a great chin. Don't see Luke Rockhold KOing him. He's shown great grappling as well in the middleweight division. He's shown a great ability against Uriah Hall, taking him down to the ground, working some good jiu-jitsu there against Brendan Allen. He even took Brendan Allen down in that fight, and Brendan Allen is no slouch on the ground. He has really good submission wins over Carl Roberson by heel hook, over Kevin Holland in the first round by rear naked choke. Sean Strickland has shown that he can go on the ground with good opponents, and he's got a good chin, and he's got good cardio. It's just, can Rockhold find that body kick maybe? That'll be a good technique to use here. Find that front kick to the body. And is he going to be patient out there, or is he going to see Sean Strickland as a little bit of a walkover for himself? Because let's be real, the ego of Luke Rockhold still exists. Otherwise, he wouldn't even be coming back right now. Does he like his chances? I believe so. If Sean Strickland is anywhere above a 2-1 favourite, it's just ridiculous in my opinion. I feel like Sean Strickland should be like a heavier under 2-1 favourite, like a late 100s favourite, like a -190, -180, something like that. I don't think he should be too much of a favourite here. This being 3 rounds gives Luke Rockhold an advantage to just go all out to try and get what he wants against Sean Strickland, and I think he maybe could. But I'm going to go with Sean Strickland, more active recently, and fucking activity, man. It's such a good thing. I thought we were going to be waiting until like end of December before we see Sean Strickland again. It's August now. He was going to help out his guy for his Contender Series matchup. I guess he's still going to do that because the fight's still 3 months away. But man, this is what you need to incentivize. I swear to God, Strickland better be getting $250,000 for a win here or something like that. He better be getting a pay increase here after his performance against Uriah Hall, first of all. And also, just for staying active, reward these motherfuckers, man, because they're saving cards. And that last Strickland versus Hall card was not that good. I know afterwards it was good because of all the finishes and the great fights that were on there. But it wasn't good beforehand with the name value on the card. Now we've got Strickland. Let's just keep these guys as active as possible, man. I swear to God, if I was in charge of the UFC, that's one of the first things I'd do. First of all, I'd try and remove the illegal knee rule, because I think it's kind of sad. I don't know what else I would do. Probably just fucking drop kick Sean Shelby for the fun of it, just for no reason. And then second of all, I would increase pay for active fighters. Like, let's say they sign a 5-fight deal, okay? But they complete 3 fights within a 1-year period. I'd maybe create like a little bit of a caveat into the contract that says, if you complete a certain amount of fights within a certain period of time and stay active for us, we'll wipe out the last 2 and renegotiate you to another contract sooner. Something like that surely can be done to keep these guys active, because one thing that I fucking hate right now, and I know Covington's just signed with Usman on this very same card, Covington wasted his fucking prime. We could have had 2 Covington fights. Justin Gaethje, again, on the same card. Wow, coincidence for this video, anyway. Justin Gaethje on the same card. Wasted his fucking prime. Dude's been out for a fucking year right now. Like, I hate seeing that happen. Same with Conor McGregor as well. Of course, he was making hundreds of millions, so it's a little bit of a different thing. He has a reason to be a little bit more inactive than he usually would be. But man, let's go! I actually can't fucking wait for this shit. Let's go. Luke Rockhold, Sean Strickland. It's going to be a great build-up. Strickland has already begun the trash talking online. The only reason why Luke isn't gay is he can't afford to clone himself. Classic, pinnacle Strickland. And listen, the last guy who got under Rockhold's skin and talked a little bit of shit with him, Michael Bisping, maybe Rockhold starts having flashbacks. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for Rockhold to bring out the Believe, Conceive, Achieve at a press conference. Man, we need a press conference. Oh my God! Oh my God, the press conference. Everyone shut up. No one's talking. We need a press conference. UFC 268. Usman versus Covington 2. Gaethje versus Chandler. Strickland versus Rockhold. All on stage at the same time. And then just Mike Perry and Darren Till can, like, mediate it or something. Man, this is such good news. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button up there. Strickland by decision, 29-28 in the last 2 rounds. We'll see how it goes. Winnable for Rockhold. Don't count him out. He's actually pretty good, and he does have a chance here. I just don't like those chances very much indeed. Goodbye.